This is when 9 to 5 ends and real talk begins. The After 5 Diaries. The After 5 Diaries.
How many of you have been through a 45 minutes to 1 hour meeting? And halfway through the meeting, this is your body language. And your inner voice is screaming out, "Ah, this meeting should have been an email. Why are we here?" Welcome to the After 5 Diaries, the podcast where we say what everyone is thinking out aloud without missing words. You know those things that you're scared of telling your coworkers because of company policy and because you still want to retain your job. This is a platform for you to vent and rant and tell me. Let your corporate therapist listen to you. So today I want us to delve into something I regard as a universally shared modern day frustration. I know you're wondering what is that? They are pointless office meetings and other soul sapping pet peeves of the 9 to 5 grind. You know those meetings that drag through eternity, hijacks your entire day, and leaves you wondering why you were even there in the first place. Let's talk about them. And those office pet peeves like the over emailers, news flying left, right, and center, you being copied in emails that you don't have any business being in. When we come back, let's delve into these pet peeves and how to avert them and go about making things better.
After 5 Diaries.
Welcome back, you guys. I hope you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel at the After 5 Diaries and leaving your comments, reviews, and also sharing your personal experiences as to what we're discussing per time. I hope you're following us on Instagram at the After 5 Diaries pod, liking and sharing, and also on TikTok at the After 5 Diaries. So before we went on that break, I told you about those meetings that you have no business being in and those emails that they copy you in, and it's none of your business. Why are you there? So let's set a scene. You're knocking out your task, you're in the zone, you've replied all your emails, you're in the office, your boss is happy with you, everybody's happy, everywhere is cheeky. You're knocking out your task, especially. And then when it comes to, you've also had lunch and then it's coming to the close of business, maybe it's towards 3 p.m. and then you get the dreaded pop-up email, compulsory meeting at 3:30 or 4 p.m. Mind you, that's almost close of business. You're supposed to be wrapping up, rounding off everything you're doing and all of that. But as the good staff that you are, this is still your job. You have to attend, right? Grudgingly, grumbling. Of course, you have to attend. And then when you get there, the first 20 minutes is spent on small talk. They've not said meeting, first 20 minutes, they're spent on small talk, exchanging pleasantries. For God's sake, you guys, we're just together there. You called us here for a reason. Can we get into it? Fine, small talk is over. And the next 20 minutes is also spent fumbling through paper or fumbling through setting up the projector. Or maybe if it's a virtual meeting or something, and then they're fumbling through sharing their screen. 20 minutes is gone and meeting has not started. And then another 20 minutes is finally someone says something and then it's trying to go through what was discussed in the last meeting. As per the last meeting, oh, you guys, there's no agenda to this meeting. Did you guys call us here to come and discuss the last meeting? Are you here for updates? There's no agenda. So as per the last meeting, okay, go on, fine, we're here. And then when the meeting eventually starts, someone interrupts the meeting. Someone hijacks the meeting. I call them the meeting hijackers. Probably a boss or somebody, someone in the senior level. They hijack the meeting. They start saying things that nobody asked them. Ah, my child, my son went to school. My son did this. We went on this trip. Blah, 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 blah. Things that I did not ask you for. I have no business knowing these things. Even if I did have a business knowing them, this is not the time. We're working with time here. We're working with, we need to go home. It's almost close of business. And you're looking at your time, it's 4:30. It's almost 5 p.m. that you should shut down. And you're probably catching the staff bus or trying to catch a ride with somebody, hitch a ride with somebody, and they are here delaying you for a pointless meeting that had no business being held in the first place. So the meeting now starts, and at the end of the day, nothing was discussed. The person that conveyed the meeting just conveyed the meeting to see your faces. Pointless office meetings. I know this is very familiar, and you guys, as a 9 to 5 person, as a corporate person, you've been in that space. We cannot deny, we cannot lie. There are meetings that shouldn't have been held, meetings that you shouldn't hold or hijack people's time, people's personal time that they should have for themselves, or to dedicate to something, doing something more productive for the office, you just hijack because you wanted to sit down and have small talk, or probably an update from the previous meeting that people should have put out as a report. You just want to have a meeting for it. Now let's go to the over emailers, the people who send mails that they did not properly scrutinize and read through, and they send mails. And they do not just send such emails, they copy everybody, they copy the entire organization, even people who have no business being in copy of that email. Does it sound familiar to you? You know, there are people who send mails and you're supposed to direct the mail to a particular person. You send it to another person. Maybe they share the same first names, there are different people with that first name. You copy people that have no business. What is my business? My name is Funa. What is my business? And I'm in HR. What is my business with photocopying machine? You're sending a mail about a photocopying machine being bad. Or maybe a HR person has a business with that. Fine, I'm phone. I'm not in HR. I'm probably in customer service. But you're sending a mail about the photocopying machine and copying me in it because someone else bears phone in the office. You don't even check the recipients of who. Okay, fine. The first time is an honest mistake. I correct you and redirect the mail to the right phone. Yeah, please. Kindly note that this is the phone you should address. Please take this up. This is the mail for you. You do it the first time, you do it the second time. The second time, oh fine, you're not used to the phone yet, right? I've told you, I redirect the mail again. And then you send it the third time. No, it's no longer an honest mistake. You're intentionally doing it and clogging my mailbox over emailers. And that's a scene, that's a setting, that's a scenario. Now let's talk about those ones, people that speak jargons in the mails that they send. ChatGPT is their friend and their office companion. Fine. Of course, we all use ChatGPT. But what do you use ChatGPT for exactly? Does ChatGPT do all your work for you in the office? AI has made work easy, but AI should not think for you. So these are the people who consult ChatGPT for the simplest of emails that involves a simple grammar. A simple grammar. ChatGPT, please help me construct an email to these certain people to pass an information about a new product. A new product, of course, ChatGPT can be involved in something like that. Maybe you're asking ChatGPT, please help me send an email or construct an email that involves giving an update to a previous meeting. People use ChatGPT. It's okay to use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT doesn't have to do all your work for you. Anyway, that's not the point right now. So you're using ChatGPT to construct an email, a strongly worded email, and you type it, ChatGPT does that for you. You copy verbatim and you paste. And then you copy several people, the entire office, the entire organization, because you want to send an information, of course, which is necessary. Then look at the people that I have a problem with right now. The entire organization has been copied, right? And everybody begins to reply all. Reply all. Oh, please, you guys, save us all the email avalanche. You begin to reply all. Acknowledged, noted with thanks. This is received. This is receiving attention. This is this. This is that. This is that. Replying everybody. Ah, you guys, calm down. Chill now. Of course, these people that sends this email, of course, they require acknowledgement. What happens to replying them personally or replying them privately? And when somebody starts this trend of reply all, the other people, maybe subordinates in your office, they start feeling guilty. Ah, Choma has acknowledged though. I need to acknowledge too myself. Reply or acknowledge with thanks, sir. Noted with thanks, sir. This, that. Work in progress. The email avalanche, the email reply or begins to fly left, right, and center, and you're clogging my mailbox because I have important emails that you're clogging. This is crazy, you guys. Reply or everybody's now replying out of guilt, not to be in order not to be excluded from people that acknowledge the email from Oga that he has copied from ChatGPT. You guys, come on. Meeting hijackers, email over emailers, reply all avalanche. So many office pet peeves that people should generally avoid, and you should not be found making the office uncomfortable for other people.
After five diaries.
All the conversations that we've had in the past and all the episodes that we've put out, one way or another, remote workers just often happen to enter the conversation. And today they are going to enter this conversation today because I'm going to drag them a little bit today. Remote workers, you are wonderful people, really. I have to say it that way. Some of them, not all of them actually, but I'm going to drag those some. Your office have just been magnanimous enough to tell you to work from the comfort of your home. All those things that you want to come and do in this structure, that you want to dress up in the morning and drive out to come and do in this structure, in this office structure, do it from your house, from the comfort of your home. This magnanimity should be rewarded with you at least setting up a workstation for yourself. The onus is on you to do that. Set up a workstation, have a table, have a chair where you set up and work from. Why would you be a remote worker and then you're required to make presentations and your video is meant to be put on, you're meant to unmute, make presentations, even both internal to internal people and to external people. I'm an external person and you're making a presentation for me and then I'm looking at you. You're not well dressed, you don't look good, your hair is unkept for a woman, you're not brushed. That's a turn off for me as an external person. Why would I be looking at you and I'm seeing your kids moving around in the background? I can hear generator sounds. I can hear someone open a pot in the kitchen. Your spouse is calling you. Your kids are saying, Daddy, Mommy, in a remote working virtual meeting because you're working from your home. No, that's not good enough. That's this pet peeve thing. It dwells on remote workers. No, you guys, we have to find a way to work on these pet peeves that affect work in the office because one way or another, if we don't know it, all these pet peeves I've mentioned affects work in the office and it affects productivity for the people that you work with. I have to be very honest with you. Remote workers, you guys have to do better. The onus is on you to set up a working Wi-Fi. If the telcos are not dependable, have two, have alternatives, have three if possible, so that your office cannot retract on making you work from home. They can even make you come back to the office since your Wi-Fi is always not working. Your screen, you're always having difficulty sharing your screen. Fine, come to the office. Let's have the meetings physically. I'm not saying you should wear suit and tie in the office. No. But brush your hair. You can even have a light makeup as a woman. As a lady, you're having a meeting, you're having a presentation. Do not chase your partners or your customers away because of how you're dressed. Or because they can't hear a thing, because there's noise in your background all the time. It's different between, there's a difference in people dragging into an impromptu meeting. Of course, remote work involves flexibility. Or sometimes you can just step out of your home, you want to run errands during your break time. That's possible, that's allowed. Those meetings that maybe when they drag you into or dial you into while you're having your break time, those ones are understandable. You can actually just like say that you can't have them at that time. You will look for a quiet place to have those meetings. But I'm talking about those meetings that you set up yourself, those meetings that have been organized by you. And then you set up a meeting and you're not even presentable, you're not properly prepared, you're not let's do better. You guys, let's do better. Over emailers, meeting hijackers, remote workers, people who drag meetings, people who have unnecessary meetings that shouldn't even be held in the first place. I am addressing you guys today. I am dragging you subtly. with little decorum. I'm dragging you like that. So for all those people that I've mentioned, of course, if we don't curtail them, if we don't avert them, they could affect productivity in the office. And we have to, there's much to what people can take, to what 9 to 5 people can take. There are ways to address these things with decorum without having to sound rude and without having to look like you're putting up a fight or something, and without having to sound rude that could cost you your job or cost you your sanity as a person.
After five diaries.
Now, I want to hear from you guys, right? I want to hear from you. How do you guys go about navigating this pet peeves? What's the worst and longest meeting that you've ever been in? Longest unnecessary meeting, please let's get something straight. Some meetings are very necessary. You work in a corporate organization, you're meant to have meetings, you're meant to be giving updates, you're meant to meet once in a while, depending on the kind of organization you work in and the departments and what you do. You're meant to be meeting once in a while. I'm dwelling on those unnecessary ones that could have just been emails, that could have just been updates, that could have just been reports. Those ones that could have just been something so simple and you now call a very big meeting for it. Those are the ones that we are dwelling on today, and those are the ones that we are dragging. So, what kind of meetings do you have in your offices? What are the long meetings you've ever experienced? How do you escape unnecessary conversations in meetings that should not even be had? How do you navigate? How do you address co-workers in your workplaces? Just leave your comments. I want to hear them. But right now, I want to give you the strategies that you should employ. Overcoming these upbeat pet peeves requires patience. It also requires strategy and a little bit of patience and sometimes humor. You guys, if you work in an office where you guys do not crack jokes once in a while, you guys do not make jokes, throw little subtle jabs at each other, constructive jabs, not the ones that are targeted towards people's self esteem. I'm talking about making jokes, making humors once in a while. If you work in an organization where you guys don't laugh with one another, laugh with each other once in a while, you guys are headed for a corporate destruction. Did you see how I described that? Corporate destruction. If you're all about work, and you guys don't make jokes and bond at some point, sometimes, I don't know how you're going to be in that office. I don't know how you guys will go about doing your job. You will break down. You will break down. So that's what I'm saying. Navigating this pet peeves requires humor sometimes. It requires strategy. It also requires patience and tact. I'm going to put you through how to go about them. I'll be back again.
After five diaries.
So for tackling unnecessary office meetings, I put some things down. I want to read them out. So for unnecessary office meetings, you can set an agenda, right? Set an agenda for the meeting. If someone dials you into a meeting that you don't know anything about, please ask them for the agenda. You have the right to turn down a meeting that does not have an agenda. I need to know why you're dragging me into this place. Just let me know. Tell me. You can't just ask for my presence in a meeting when I don't know what my role is in that meeting. Please always ask for an agenda for a meeting. And once agendas are clearly stated, then you now decide if you should be there or not, or if you should send updates, or if you should give feedback, or whatever it is. You should also excuse yourself smartly for meetings like that. If a meeting begins to drag too long and you guys have hit nail on the head and you require your time for other things productive in the office, you can excuse yourself smartly. Say not in a rude way. Please, you guys, oh, thank you. I've had a good time. I'm sure everybody has seen or have heard what they're supposed to do. I'd like to excuse myself to get into other activities. I'd like to excuse myself to go home. I'd like to excuse myself. It's closing time. I'd like to excuse my. Please, smartly. We went to school. We went to school. There are ways to go about these things. Please, let's do it smartly. You can excuse yourself from meetings that you're not meant to be in. You should also like suggest status updates, like if it's something that does not require a meeting, my physical presence, you can suggest, oh, I can send you reports about that, I can give you an update about that, I can give you an Excel updated information, I can give you a presentation, PowerPoint presentation on what should happen. We don't have to assemble, we don't have to meet, right? You can bring these suggestions. You can even make it easier for the people convening the meeting. Oh, I didn't think of that. If you bring suggestions like that, oh, I didn't think of it that way. I was thinking that maybe it could just come for us to meet physically for you to tell me your mouth. I want to be looking at your mouth, the way your mouth is moving. No, updates can work as alternatives for things like this, right? Suggest it as a person, as a learned person. Oh, I could give you updates. That's fine. I can send you an email about it. That's fine. So now let's talk about the email people, the over emailers, people who like employing ChatGPT for their email, clogging my mailbox and all of that. For handling over emailing and reply or chaos, you have different ways to go about this. Let's even speak about people who their mailboxes have been clogged with several emails. Outlook, like I said earlier, is very beautiful. There are ways Outlook can organize your emails for you. Create folders for people depending on the hierarchy and importance of the mails that they send. You can create folder for your direct boss. You can create folder for your line manager. Create folder for different departments that you deal with in your institution or in your organization. Create folder for the management staff, because it could be an integral part of an organization and they send you sensitive emails that require maybe immediate responses, immediate approvals, things that could require approvals. Let's say your mails are clogged. You have 7,000 unread emails. The mails are just flying on each other, reply all chaos, all the email avalanche, and you don't have your email is not organized. You miss out on important emails where decisions need to be made. Have folders for different people. Have folders for your co-workers, for your desk mates at work. Have folders for departments or maybe teams that send you mails on the regular. Have folders for external people, right? There's also a way. There are organizations that have IT people who are up and doing that could block malicious emails. You can do that for yourself as a person. Have folders so you don't have clogged all these things when you have personal problems, and at the same time when you come to work you don't even know where to start working from, you don't know what to start doing for the day. and you log into your mail. Let's say you carried your problem from home to the office, and you log into your mail, you will faint, especially when you have 7,000 already mails. That site alone, that site alone, the thought was, where do I even start from? That site alone could stress you mentally. Trust me. But if you have folders for everybody, you go to your boss's folder, you click, you hear what your boss had to say. You go to this department's folder, you click. You go to IT's folder, go to admin's folder, go to HR's folder. You are organized. You understand? You will know how to go about your day. And let's speak about the reply all people. People who like replying or guilt tripping each other as why you've not acknowledged a general email that has been sent to everybody, right? To avoid this reply all chaos, you can encourage direct messaging. If someone sends a general email to everybody that requires like an acknowledgement, please message these people directly. Acknowledge them, acknowledge their emails directly. You don't have to reply all, you don't have to reply everybody. About 1,000 recipients will be seeing all your reply all messages. Reply all. It's you guys, you know what I mean. So for that, you can also use muting features. Muting features. Did you hear me? You know that muting that you do on your WhatsApp, that muting that you do on your Instagram, on your social media pages. You can do it in the office. You can do it in Outlook. You can do it in Gmail. You can do it in Yahoo Mail, whatever it is that you guys use in your office. Mute some people. People are always emailing you. Notice that they like jargons. They like emailing unnecessary things. Mute them. Trust me, I said it. Funa said it. Mute them. You can mute them. And even when you meet people on your Instagram or your WhatsApp, sometimes you go there to take a peek to know if they put up something important. You can also do that in your Outlook in the office. If you've muted somebody and you're not getting their mails anymore, you can still go there to check if they said something important. You can also mute automated messages, mute automated emails. You can mute all those people. I'm not saying you should mute your boss, so no. Mute those mails that they just keep coming automating, maybe something that IT sends on a daily and all of that, just to avoid all this clogging and all of that. Just mute some people. You can still go there to check for status updates, right? So apart from muting, you can also set up email norms. Email norms like, okay, let this mail drop at this time of the day. Let this mail drop at this time. Let this mail drop in this folder. Let this mail do this. Just organize the way you organize your personal life. You have a place where your shoes are. You have a place where you hang your clothes. You have a place. You have your kitchen. The way you organize your life, please organize your emails in that manner. Just trust me, work will be bearable for you. If your work is a stressful place, these are the things that add to making your job so stressful and unbearable. If you start with arranging your meals, arranging your meetings and your calls, the kind of calls, organize everything. Trust me, the work won't be that bad as people complain in 9 to 5. So that's it. So let's deal with the sensitive one, the dealing with meeting hijackers. For meeting hijackers, we can redirect their conversations. Redirect their conversations in whatever they are saying. If you notice that someone is trying to go out of points, can redirect them. Say things like, or politely nudge them back. You can say, that's an interesting part. Let's make sure we address our main topic first. Politely say these things. There's a way you can subtly pass out your point or just give out your point, and that person will realize, oh yes, please, this is actually needed. When you're polite, we went to school, not just to learn academics, we also went to learn character building, character development. We know how to address people. You know how to use your tool. You know how to use your body language in different things. Life will be so easy. You can do that in the office as well, right? So redirect their conversation. Use the parking lot method. There's something I call the parking lot method. It means when someone is about to go off key, off point, just let them park them somewhere. How do you do this? You jot it down for a later conversation. You can tell them, please, let's quickly take this down. We can come back to it later. Just dwell in the reason why that meeting was called in the first place, right? So that they cannot hijack your conversation. They cannot interrupt your meeting with something completely unnecessary. So we can also try to escape unnecessary chatter in meetings. Have a quick exit phrase, when someone begins to chat too much in a meeting, when you're all about your business, the time, there's time for everything. The time for meeting is not time to chat. Like I said, humor needs to be employed. There's a place and time for humor. There's a place and time to chat. There's a place and time to go about your business, to go about the reason why you've called the meeting. There's a place and time, right? So you can say, hey, great catching up. I have to jump on something, but let's chat later. See how good that sounded. Hey, great catching up. Let's I have something else to do right now. We can catch up later. That's so sweet. The person that is even trying to come and interrupt you say, oh, no problem, sorry. They can even respond to you in a similar manner because they've seen that you're very polite and then you said it in the right way and the right manner. So those are the ways to go about this thing. You can also use body language. Let's say it's a senior person or a senior boss that you cannot exactly address directly because it could appear as rude and you'd be very disrespectful in that manner. You can decide to use body language. Like, when someone begins to talk a lot and you see that people's body languages are changing, like they are beginning to act disinterested in what I'm saying, I will borrow myself sense and come back and stop the chatting. So when I'm addressing somebody and I notice their attention span is really, really going off, I know when to stop. I know when to do summary of what I'm saying. I know when to kick or hit the stop button in whatever it is that I'm chatting about. Body language is very important when people are addressing you. So if someone is going off key in a meeting or in whatever it is you guys are having together, and they're saying so much, they are dragging the meeting for eternity, body language can make them stop. When you begin to like maybe scroll through your phone like that or stuff, just find a way to go about these things. Body language could make them come back to the reason why that meeting has been convened in the first place. So you can also leverage calendar blocks, right? If you're frequently pulled into long talks or necessary meetings, you can block your time on the calendar, right? Focus time to avoid interruptions and all that. So just employ all these things in your pet peeves. It's not a do or die, but if you keep taking these things, you could be stressed out. Most people will want to live with it instead of addressing it. The more you live with it, the more stressed out you become. So some of these things can be addressed and you can redirect people to know how to act in the offices. Different offices have their quirks and modus operandi. So you have to just look inwards and know the kind of organization you work with, the kind of co-workers you have to know how to address and go about these things. Over time, if these pet peeves are not addressed, it might look light from the beginning, but over time it can lead to frustration, burnout, lack of motivation, resentment, and all that, lack of productivity. So if you drag me in an entire meeting, I won't be productive for that day. The reason why or the things that I've set out to do for the day will not be done if I spend my entire day in an unnecessary meeting. So you see, decreased productivity. I will not now be there to do the real reason why I came to work or the items I've set out to do for the day. Could also lead to burnout and frustration, lack of motivation to do anything. You're about to work and you drag into a meeting. You're like, not again. What is this? You guys, another meeting again. That sort of thing. Lack of motivation to do anything. Not again. You people have come again with another unnecessary meeting. There's so many things that this thing could cause. Lack of motivation, resentment for even normal meetings. Meetings that you've even set out for yourself, important meetings. When an unnecessary meeting has dragged through your entire day, even the meeting that you set out for yourself, you'll be frustrated to have them. Another meeting, left, right, and center. Is that what we're here for? You guys. So things like this could also lead to strained work relationships. Let's say someone is in the habit of always dragging meetings. They can spend 2 hours in a meeting discussing rubbish. You will not like them, trust me. I personally will not like them as a person. As a corporate girl, I will not like them. You're already having resentment towards your colleagues. Or maybe let's say you try to address this pet peeve, or not in the right manner. You went about them the wrong way. And then you now appeared as rude and derogatory, use derogatory terms, even on someone who is higher than you. Imagine when those people now address you and call you out on how you've spoken to them. You know, things like that. There's animosity, there's friction everywhere because you've gone about it the wrong way. You've gone about it the way Funa has said you should not go about it. Just go about it the right way. If you go about it the wrong way, you will have strained work relationships and you will not want to be in that kind of office. The office will be very uncomfortable for you. So try to address this pet peeve so that we'll not be frustrated, we'll increase our productivity, and then we'll have good relationships with our colleagues. Yeah.
After five diaries.
I want to speak briefly on humor. What humor can do for an office, what humor can do for strained work relationships, what humor can do for you in an organization. I said earlier, if you work in an organization where you guys do not joke once in a while, you guys are headed for a corporate destruction. Imagine working like a robot. Morning, afternoon, night. You're using the laptop, you're pressing. Pa, 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 pa. It's all about work, 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 work. Work from morning till night. Afternoon, you're working. There's no moment to even raise your head and even see what your coworker is wearing. There's no money to raise your head to even see what your coworker is eating, or even to even ask for chewing gum, or to ask for all those things. And you're just all about work. Are you a robot? You'll be stressed though. I'm being honest with you. What humor can do to this kind of things. Even when you want to address some pet peeves, you can use humor. You can use humor. You can throw jabs. Oga, meeting. You like meeting, things like that. Your meeting, they take time. You can even speak pidgin, do whatever. When in Nigerian setting, you can do whatever. Just humor. Find a way to use humor to avert these things. Make your relationship at work very beautiful. Humor is beautiful. Just know the right moment. There is no boss. There is nobody in this life. I'm trying to be very honest with you. There's nobody that will say they're so difficult that a little joke cannot really try to tame them or make them calm down, no matter how difficult they are. You just need to find out those things that they like, those things that can make them laugh, prick them in that aspect that they enjoy. You see them calming down. It's not gaga, all this gaga. It's not. It's so unnecessary, especially in the workplace. When you're always laughing, you guys are joking, having humor left, right, and center, throwing little jabs at each other. You guys laugh. The work will flow. It will flow very easily like that. Just humor. Little humor can ease a lot of tension in the office. Trust me. I'm trying to tell you that if you employ all these things to address all these pet peeves, you have a great working relationship. You would enjoy going to office, going to your workplace, and irrespective of the fact that you're being stressed and all of that. Of course, subtle stress in the hustle and bustle of the city where you live in. Working relationship with people will be great if you employ all these items, all these points that I've mentioned to you right here. You see, office would be great for you. You would love going into work. I'm sure people are surprised. Who loves going into work? Of course, people do. Some people do because of the relationships they have with their colleagues. Trust me. Some people enjoy going to the office because my coworkers will make my day better. My coworkers will make my day beautiful. At the end of the day, meetings are very useful, but let's be honest with each other. Some of them could have been emails, some of them could have been Slack messages, some of them could have been Teams messages, some of them could have been phone calls, some of them could not have even existed at all. Let's just be very honest with ourselves. And some of these emails can just, simple communication can just work and suffice for the avalanche of emails that you send to your coworkers. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear those horror pet peeves in your offices, your workplaces. Please share with me in the comment section on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I want to hear them. I want to read your horror stories. So thank you for listening and tuning into this episode of the After Five Diaries. I remain Funa, your host and your copy therapist. Until next episode, I want your inbox to be light. I want your coffee strong. And I want all your meetings absolutely necessary. Thank you guys so much. I love you. See you next time.
The After Five Diaries.